Good morning, everybody. I forgot to come up with a salutation for this week. I'm your host, Ace Barrett King, founder and chief editor of AceAnimeReviews.com. I use he, him pronouns. And I also forgot what joke I was going to make right here, so I guess we'll just move on. And joining me today are...
And Charlie, he, them, and I woke up and chose violence today.
Oh, that's a good choice.
Why would you choose violence? Why wouldn't you just choose to go back to sleep?
I did not have that option, sadly.
Oh. That's unfortunate. Well, I'm Noah, they, them. I woke up and chose anger and pain. And also to go back to sleep. So if I disappear, that's what's happening. I just passed out.
Okay. AceAnimeReviews.com is exactly what it says on the tin, a review site specializing in anime, though we also cover movies, video games, and whatever else we feel like. Our most recent article was by yours truly, and it was a review of 3 gas stations far, far, far outside Branson, Missouri, which was going to be the alternate title. And, yeah. I'm guessing my co-host didn't read it. They're both fired.
I read it. It was funny.
I read it. I am the one who informed you of the formatting errors on Tumblr.
Oh yeah, I was copying it over while I was half asleep, so I think I probably copied over the same section twice. But anyway.
I figured. That's why I thought it was funny.
Yep,
I can't find anywhere to put this fucking rock in
this
chair.
is the point of the intro where we would like to
Delighted by
shout our newer supporters on Patreon, but as we do not have any, we'll instead move to briefly describing the good and fun perks you'll get if you decide to support us. Patreon is at patreon.com/m/aceanimereviews. At the $1 tier, you'll be granted early access to our weekly reviews, be able to watch recordings of these discussions as soon as they finish uploading instead of waiting until Saturday, get the ability to vote in any polls we decide, and get the ability to vote in any polls. I know how to read. You know what? It's there on the thing. If you go to the video, you'll read the thing. It's elitist, really. $5, you'll be invited to join our Discord channel, where you can chat with us and other patrons about whatever. Mostly anime, probably. And at $10, you'll be able to nominate books for the Ace Anime Book Club, which hasn't started yet because we don't have anybody in it. And be automatically entered into our weekly drawing to join us for one of these chats. And then at the $5,000 tier, Charlie's cat gets to decide when we do and do not stream. So, and that's the boring stuff done.
That
so,
is a one-time option.
So yeah, so let's get into it. So should we start or end with the anal cis?
The what?
The anal cis. Do you want to start or do you want to end with talking about Sonny Boy?
Oh, I don't care. I didn't watch it.
You're supposed to watch it.
I watched the other 3.
Let's start with Sonny Boy.
Okay, well before I start about this episode, something I wanted to, when I brought up Cap giving punishments that a teacher would give to a student, what I was getting at, but was too tired to elaborate on, was that he's basically trying to roleplay being a grown-up, or what he thinks a grown-up is. And it doesn't work because there's only kids there. And they don't care. Yeah.
They don't respect the grown-ups any more than they respect him.
Nope. And nobody respects a child pretending to be an adult.
No. Especially when it's very obvious he's both uncomfortable and letting the power go to his head.
Oh yeah. Right, and in the new episode,
they
this
invented
week,
capitalism.
yes, misinformation causes the group to think the girl they're exploiting is a threat.
Yep.
And the episode was called Aliens, which made me think that there might be actual aliens, but they meant it in the term of an outsider, or which is also used for immigrants, which is a group of people who are commonly exploited. So I would actually think that it's probably less inventing capitalism and more, because it has to be like evil, egalitarian.
It has to be an exchange. It doesn't have to be an equal exchange.
Yeah, but there has to be some exchange, and capitalism kind of necessitates some manner of exploitation.
Yeah.
And, it has to be. They have to agree that this is what we're going to. Both parties have to agree that this is the exchange. If they don't both agree, so it's a little bit more egalitarian than capitalism.
Is that why giving the hat didn't make the hat burst into flame?
Yeah, and also you could also consider it as an exchange for the cat, so that the cat wouldn't burst into flame.
That's true.
Yeah. And,
it's a good thing they didn't kill the cat. I was worried.
Yeah, so was I. That was my biggest concern throughout the whole episode. It's like, no, don't hurt the poor cat.
But is the cat okay?
Yeah. No.
I don't care about the stupid teenagers.
Now, Rajdhani is a character is a character type who's been showing up more often, which is the nerdy Indian kid. Which is a stereotype that we could get into, but we won't because we're all white folks, so that's not our real house. We'll let actual Indian people comment on that. But I will say that he is my favorite character because he's smart and he's proactive and he's not a sociopath like the other smart, proactive character.
Yeah.
Who is Hoshi, who I think is actually not real or is literally the devil.
You're literally the devil.
Are there any flashbacks that have Hoshi in them?
So far, no. Or at least if they are, they're just he's just kind of hovering and not actually like doing anything.
Like he's monitoring them?
Yeah. Or like he's been just kind of inserted into the flashback so that they think he's been there all the time, but he hasn't.
Yeah.
And also something.
So my theory holds up, so please.
Yes, and then something that I think we should be considering throughout the whole thing is considering Hoshi versus Nozomi. Where so far it seems,
boy, right?
Yeah, she's the happy girl. That I think Hoshi is like the representative of. So if Sonny Boy is a satire of just society in general, then Hoshi would be like all the like selfish and the mean spirited and all the evil, the stuff that causes human societies to go bad. Whereas Nozomi would be empathy and imagination and forward thinking and everything that's causes, or in simpler terms, Hoshi is conservatism and Nozomi is progressivism.
Yeah, or alternatively, Hoshi is the stay kids, don't grow up urge, and then she's the let's get out there and do our best.
Yeah, or Hoshi is...
I'm so excited to be an adult.
Yeah, Hoshi is authoritarianism, and Nozomi is more about mutual aid and egalitarianism and everybody work together.
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess. But that's something more to...
I'm resisting the urge to tell you were right about this goddamn show.
Yeah, it's good. I told you.
It's a little slow, but I'm getting into it.
It's very
it's not slow, it's more quiet.
Ponderous.
I guess. Yeah. Philosophical.
Yeah. It's an allegory. The whole thing is just an allegory for various different things, and it's one that you can't just enjoy on its surface level. You have to like let it think about it and let it kind of sit on it and simmer, and you have to meet it on its own terms. Otherwise you're not gonna get into it.
Yeah.
I don't know how I'm supposed
not
to
real
get out
good
of here.
with that. I want it to entertain me immediately.
Yeah. Well, I find the animation, the quality of the animation entertains me immediately. So.
Yeah, I really like the art. It's just slightly off-putting, but in a good way. Like the eyes are just a little, but it's good. It's pretty.
Yeah. I'm stuck. Noah, how do I get off this floor? I've already found out that there's no I've been attacked by Zach's vomit and found out that the medicine is gone, so now I don't know what to do.
You go to Google and you type in Angels of Death walkthrough.
I refuse.
I thought that's what you were.
I am playing The Sims 4 and I have been awake for roughly 40 minutes. I am not anyone's walkthrough.
Okay, I'll just do the adventure game thing where I walk around and just click on everything until something happens.
Don't you just go back to the elevator?
I did, but nothing happened.
That's weird.
Yeah.
Oh, I have 2 copies of this one. Your best. Go away.
So, I guess, are we done talking about Sonny Boy, or is there something else you wanted to...
I'm actually interested to see what they're going to tackle next,
There's
because they did getting out of school and capitalism.
Yeah,
so.
or we're just bringing up an economy.
Yeah.
So yeah, next is going to be interesting. Let's see. So, I guess next let's talk about Duke of Death. So Duke of Death seems like it's a Sunday anime, so should we talk about yesterday's episode today, or should we wait and talk about it next week?
Next week, because I haven't seen it yet.
Okay, so we're
I've seen
Neither have I.
up to 3 episodes.
Alright, well I watched it.
I watch all of my weekly episodes on Saturdays, so...
Well, I will, I will spoil one thing for you, Noah. You were hoping that it stays cute and not so much zany, and it looks like it's gonna stay cute and not so much zany.
It doesn't have to be cute. I just wish it was less. You're less towards sense of humor, which I personally do not find funny, but I find the rest of it great. Even the animation has grown on me.
Yeah, the 4th episode doesn't have so much of the sexual harassment. So
I don't think it's technically sexual harassment because they're both into it, but it's still.
It is clearly something.
It's right in that line for.
He's definitely he's on board with it.
Yeah.
So yeah, but last episode was cute.
Mhm.
I'm really wondering if Alice wanting to kiss him is it really is just that she just
Wants to die?
Yeah, like does she have a death wish, or does she really just love him so much and just want to touch him and just hate that she can't?
I think maybe it's a little bit of both.
Yeah. Or like she loves him so much and wants to touch him that she doesn't mind that she would die. Though I have a theory. I have a theory that that it's going to be a true love breaks the curse type thing, where if she actually does touch him, it won't kill her.
I have a theory that whatever witch cursed a 5-year-old boy is a little shit who deserves to burn.
I think I already know who the witch was, but I'm not going to spoil it because it's something I know it based on something that happened in the manga. No.
Was it her mother?
No. They said it's somebody who's close to him.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter who the witch was. He's a 5-year-old boy.
Yeah.
It's the same reason why the witch in Beauty and the Beast is a dick. Because a child opened the door.
Well, that
one's 11. That's different. 11-year-olds are the worst.
Yeah.
11-year-olds also know not to let strangers in the house in the dead of night.
Yeah. Well, that one's a bit.
Also,
that's
answering the door.
I think that's one of those don't worry too much about it type deals. Just don't worry about it. It's a fairy tale.
Do worry.
Don't.
I mean, I like the movie, but
like if they were cursed to punish their parents, that's one thing. It's still fucked up, but it makes more sense than punishing them for whatever stupid childish shit they did when they were literal children.
Yeah. Did he? Off topic. Moving on.
No, go ahead, ask. We don't have to stay on topic.
It's not really off topic. It isn't a Beauty and the Beast type story.
What?
They are the same type of story.
Beauty and the Beast type story.
Yeah.
Okay, so I don't actually remember if Adam was rude to the witch, or just that he didn't let her in the house.
You
Well,
don't get a lot
I
of
don't
details.
remember.
in the
I think in the
cartoon,
original,
there was a
I mean,
an
in the original
interquel.
fairy tale, he was a dick, but
Yeah, in the Disney
Wait.
cartoon version, there was an interquel that did a flashback, and he was rude to her, but he was also the same age, so it seems like it was implied that the curse kept him from aging, so he was an adult. But also that
Well, he
movie
was
was bad
weird.
and stupid, so who cares what it said?
yeah.
But it's a fairy tale. You're not supposed to think too much about it.
too late.
And if it is, and since it's a fairy tale, then it can be implied that the witch was actually a fairy, and fairies kind of have their own standards, so they're not going to be constrained by human logic anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hate
There's a
fairies.
chance that she knew what was gonna happen, and it was all part of the plan.
Or he just broke fairy rules, and she got
That
mad
too.
on that. Yeah.
Right?
Did you guys
Maleficent
ever
not
see
being
that
very
episode of
smart.
Supernatural?
Nope.
Did you guys ever see that episode?
Nope.
Sure didn't.
Okay, there was an episode of Supernatural, I think it was in season 6, where the whole joke was that they were looking for the monster of the week was a fairy or some shit. I don't remember. But the only joke that episode had was people mistaking Dean ranting against the fairy they were hunting as him being homophobic. I don't remember
That's
why I
not
remember
funny.
that. It's really not. It was a bad episode in a bad season.
All of them were bad seasons.
The first 5 were fine. They weren't great, but they were acceptable.
Are we done talking about the Death Maid?
I guess so. So next, I guess, is the aquarium lesbians.
It was good.
Yeah, the lady had a baby.
They
I
were
do like that she did
aquariums
not.
and lesbians.
Yeah, I do like that she did not have the baby in the aquarium.
Yeah.
Because labor takes a
She
long
doesn't
time.
name him after a fish.
No, I don't think she will. I'm pretty sure they already had a name picked out for him.
Good.
But yeah, labor takes a long time. Okay, so I'm gonna tell you a story about.
I mean,
'Cause
usually labor takes a long time.
Oh yeah, usually. So I work in the ER. Yes, I check, which means I often check
So
people in who are in labor. I had a lady come in a little while ago, said that she's having contractions, or that she's having labor pains. So I was like, okay, how far along are you? She's like, I'm not sure I'm pregnant. So I'm like, okay. So then I assume she means
things to the mind.
yes. So I'm assuming then okay. So she's speaking metaphorically. So I switched from registering her for OB to registering her for the ER, and put her as abdominal cramping. And then, so I try to check her in, and she's got somebody in front of her, and she's like, oh, it hurts, and then her husband comes up, it's like, she's starting to feel like she's got to push. I was like, okay, so I get on the thing, hey, this lady out here needs help. Like 2 minutes later, all of a sudden, she's pushing a baby out.
Oh no.
Very shortly after that.
Hold on. Is the miracle of first on this day?
She had a baby on the floor of the lobby.
How could she be? She's not sure she's pregnant, huh?
And that baby was full term.
Resolution to that question.
And they said, just looking at the top, oh, probably about 38 weeks. That's full term. So, and I was telling the house supervisor later, and she was like, oh, they knew she was pregnant. I was like, yeah, obviously, they must have if she was, because I've had people come in 38, 39 weeks who have never seen an OB, but guess what they do know, is that they are pregnant.
I think maybe there was a comma in there. I'm not sure. I'm pregnant.
No, it was her husband who said it. He's like, we don't know if she's pregnant, was his exact words.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Never, ever let the husband say anything, ever.
Yeah, usually he doesn't. I've had guy complaining once because we weren't allowing visitors back. The last time we weren't allowing visitors. Told him that his wife couldn't come in and was asking him all these questions like, "Who's your doctor?" It's like, "I don't know. My wife handles all that." "Where's your insurance card?" "I don't know. My wife handles all that." "Where's your ID?" "I don't know. My wife handles all that." It's like, "Sir, you are in your 50s. How do you not know all this?"
Because his wife handles all that.
Yeah, and then you also have dads who don't even know, who don't know their kid's birthday. I mean, you also have moms who don't know their kid's birthday, but they're obviously in the case where they're stressed and not thinking straight, and they have other kids, so they're getting mixed up. It's just, yeah.
Remarkable.
Yeah.
I don't want to go over to your house.
Anyway, Aquatope.
Yeah.
It's very pretty.
Everyone in that aquarium is gay, and
Oh, yeah.
honestly, I vibe.
All of it. Yep.
It occurred to me that the teacher did letting her slide a little bit because she has a job lined up is maybe not the best plan when that job is to run an aquarium.
Yeah, he should be like, you should probably go to college and get a degree in marine science so that you can better run your aquarium.
And maybe business too.
Yeah.
Because it is a business.
Yeah.
At the very least, you should graduate high school.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. I did appreciate the pause between the hallucinations. Like, there was one in the first episode, and then there was one in this episode, but there wasn't in between.
Yeah, though the little, probably spirit kid is still running around.
Yeah.
Why are you flirting autonomously? You do not flirt autonomously in this household. They're married, you shitlord.
Hey, I gotta run.
They keep fucking... Ezra keeps flirting with their only two friends, and it's like, that's fine if it weren't for the fact that their only two friends are married.
Hey, it's Zach.
Huh?
It's Zach.
Hi, Zach.
Oh, that reminds me. Not last night, but the night before, I was talking to a couple of the nurses in the ER and telling them that I hate my name and that I was going to change it. And they asked, "What are you going to change it to?" And I was like, "Isaac," and then I'm going to go by Zach. And both of them are like, "Oh, yeah, I can see that."
Aww.
Yeah. Like when when I said Isaac, one of them was like, "Oh," like she really liked the name because I also really liked the name. And then I said Zach, and she's like, "That's two different names." It's like, "Oh, but I can see that."
Not that different.
Yeah.
Zach is literally part of Isaac. So
Yeah.
Not technically two different names.
Yeah. Well, they're pronounced differently. Like one of them is a "a" and the other is a "I." So I guess are we done talking about aquarium lesbians?
Yeah. The great thing about this season is that there's so little to watch.
Yeah.
There's really nothing else to talk about. We didn't watch any other anime this week.
I watched a lot of anime this week.
No.
Got to talk about Yu-Gi-Oh!
That's what we have to talk about.
I love Yu-Gi-Oh!
We don't have
I gotta talk about
I forgot how fucking ridiculous it was.
I know, isn't it fun? First of all, you guys watching the dub or the sub just to get
the sub?
Yeah, okay. So.
Oh yeah, we're watching different versions.
So this one we get to talk about the first part on the who knows how many part series. Seto Kaiba is the best.
Is he?
He is. He's just awesome.
Is he though?
So so here's what happened. It's like, okay, so what I noticed is that he beats his grandpa. He's having a heart attack. Instead of calling the ambulance or something, he calls Yugi to come get his grandpa. Just so that he can show off, because he is a dramatic gay bitch.
That is kind of funny.
Yeah.
The parts with Kaiba in them were more tolerable than the rest of the episode.
Oh yes, Yugi. So Kaiba's the best character. This is like. And also later on, there's going to be in Duelist Kingdom, a big thing is field bonuses, and everybody's all surprised about these field bonuses. But when they were playing the game at the beginning of the episode and the thing on their mats, there's a field space on those dueling mats. So they already should know about field bonuses. It's
If you never use it, you kind of forget it's there.
Yeah. And should we talk about the difference between the game and the real game and the anime and the game, or
is there a difference?
Oh, there's
Because
huge.
I've never
Okay,
played
first
the
of all.
game.
First off,
yeah,
for
the
the
real
first
game makes more sense.
Yeah.
And the show game is designed to look flashy.
Yeah, so Noah referred to it as a toy commercial, which it was when 4Kids had it, but something to understand about the history of Yu-Gi-Oh! Is that it used to be about a whole bunch of different games. The manga was. And Duel Monsters were just like a one-off thing to be a card game, but it was popular, so it came back and it became this whole thing. But all the way up until Battle City, it was not the game that it is. It didn't have the same rules because the rules were not. It was designed to be just a card game for a thing. It was designed to be cool in manga. It wasn't supposed to be playable. So it makes a lot more sense through Duelist Kingdom if you think about it less about like a card game that makes sense and has rules, and more about Dungeons and Dragons just with cards, which is a bit more how it is. And so this Proto Duel Monsters, I've noticed that either the rules either require the player to summon or shed a monster each turn if they have one. They have one in their hand and space on the field, or opponents can only attack directly. Okay, so presumably either A, the rules of Proto Duel Monsters require the player to summon or set a monster each turn if they have one in their hand and space on the field. B, opponents can only attack directly if monsters didn't battle that turn. Or C, Kaiba's just fucking with Yugi to show off his dragons because he's a dramatic gay bitch. Because one of those things must be true. Or else it does not make sense that Yugi would keep throwing out monsters just to get killed if they can't attack directly. Or that Kaiba would not attack directly if he can. So he was either just fucking with him. Yeah. But nobody ever.
How is Yugi able to put down 5 fucking cards at a time?
He's not. With the Exodia, that's just part of the effect of Exodia. You don't have to summon them individually, you just have to have them in your hand. And which makes it kind of a bad... Grandpa's deck is really bad to have just Exodia just kind of randomly in there, because if you're going to use Exodia, you build your whole deck around it, and all the other cards are going to be about drawing cards or being able to select Exodia pieces in order to get that thing out as soon as possible.
Sure, but that's boring way of playing.
Yeah, it's not fun to watch in the thing, which is, and also again at the beginning of this, at this point it's just Dungeons and Dragons with cards. So. Yeah. And then my last note is Yu-Gi-Oh! A magical girl anime? Yes or no?
Yes.
Except instead of turning into a magical girl, he turns into a 40-year-old ancient pharaoh.
Yeah. Well, he's not 40. He's probably 16 when he died, so just looks older.
I think it's the difference in the voices.
Yeah.
In the
Wait a second.
his voice gets like super fucking deep.
Yeah.
And in the sub, it's the same actor. It's just a little older.
Yeah.
If Yami is 16, how old is Yugi?
16.
But he's like half the size.
He's really short.
Age.
He's short. And originally, Yami and Yugi were the same height. Yami only got a little bit taller in the anime, but he's still shorter than all the other characters. He just looks taller because he's got all that hair. Yep.
Sounds suspicious.
Yeah.
Watermelon. I hope you guys can't hear me chewing this watermelon.
Cannot.
We can't.
Alright, should we move on to... Are we done talking about Yu-Gi-Oh?
I think so,
I was done talking about Yu-Gi-Oh before we began talking about Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yes, we know.
We got another premiere.
If you noticed my bear.
Got another premiere. One of the late ones was Ida 10, the Gods Only Know Peace or something like that. And mostly it's fine. Mostly it's fast. The OP is indeed a bop. I like the cartoonish ultraviolence. At one point, a ninja gets exploded, and then his large intestines land on somebody's head, and that guy's just kind of stoic. But this is something that Fen probably should have mentioned in her review. The end of the first episode ends with a rape scene, and it's not played for laughs. It's not played for laughs. So I think that it's and I'm kind of. So what I'm thinking is that violence against humans is not played for laughs, and violence against the gods is. I think it's supposed to be more to really kind of like show the difference in stakes between what the humans have and the gods, and it's something that it's just kind of one of those things that you kind of have to see how things pan out.
Mm-hmm.
But it didn't really jive with everything else, and well, at least everything else in that first episode, it kind of gelled a little bit better in the second episode when you had more human on human violence not played for laughs. So seems like the gods and the demons getting horribly maimed and killed is going to be hilarious because they'll ultimately be fine. Humans not so much because they won't. So anyway,
That I understand the logic, but also
Gross.
yeah,
why?
yeah. It's just one of those things. Just keep it in mind if you're gonna check it out. But if it seems like something you'll like, still check it out. But that is going to be a deal breaker for a lot of people, so I figured it was worth mentioning. And then finally, there's a new webtoon called School Bus Graveyard, and I don't know what's going on, but I dig it. Just looks like these kids, like, there's like some kind of like something going on with zombies and stuff while they're sleeping, and then they wake up and then they're at school, and I don't know what's going on, but it seems neat.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Alright, so I guess we should move on to general topic.
What's our general topic?
Good question. I know I have some written down.
It's
Oh, here we go.
Back to the Future isn't that good a movie, and Pacific Rim deserved all of the money it made.
That's not the topic. You don't get to choose. Shut up!
Not even that good of a movie.
Ace, what's our topic?
Best video game environments / favorite location in any video game.
Ooh.
Yes, I like floaty islands where the gravity's all fucked up. And my favorite location in any video game is the Valley of Corrupted Gravity in Legend of Dragoon. I like the.
I really like that. That is nice. I really like the really fucking ancient forests where you can like climb the trees and shit.
Yeah.
Wreak havoc, and the forest is still fine.
Yeah, I also
in Hyrule.
I also like those underwater towns in Stormblood. In Final Fantasy XIV, where the dragon people and the turtle people live. Those are cool.
I like whatever settings the most painful part of the story takes place in. Stop talking and go home, you bitch.
Oh, you know, you in Sword and Shield, the fucking fairy forest.
Yeah, that place is cool.
You're always getting turned around, and it's glowy and shit.
Oh,
Yeah, and Pokemon Platinum also had I always just refer to them as Valleys of Corrupted Gravity because that's just what they remind me of. They had one of those when you're on your way to kill the devil.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Places that like fuck with your sense of direction and shit.
Yeah.
Like intentionally and not just because you have a shit sense of direction. Those are always fun.
Oh yeah. And what's it called in Lotro? Not the Forbidden Forest. Is it called the Forbidden? It's not called the Forbidden Forest. What's it called? The Old Forest. The Old Forest is kind of like that. It's like it's really kind of hard to navigate. There is a map, so you can find your way around.
But you gotta uncover the map to find your way around.
Well, no, you do have one, and it's a very simplistic map compared to, like, it doesn't show, like, and it can be really easy to miss the passes and stuff, and like you can kind of get you do kind of get sick of the Old Forest after a while, and then need to spend some time in other places, but it's pretty neat.
Side note, the fact that map was so simplistic, like they hadn't managed to navigate very well to make a more detailed map is a cool detail.
Yeah, that makes sense. And really, if it was going to be perfectly accurate to the book, it should, like, the paths should change. But that would but people is like, no, it's hard enough to navigate as it is. Don't do that.
Yeah. Conversely, the mines of fucking Moria.
Oh yeah, I hate Moria. Moria, you can't find your way around, and the map is hard. Useless. Yeah.
I mean, I like that it's old and crumbly and shit, like it would be if it were as in the books. But also, fuck that place.
Yeah. It'd be nice
if
you could be a little bit easier to find yourself around. At least, like, put levels or something on the map so that you can see what's higher.
Like signposts I can read.
Yeah, can you dwarves, like, help us out a little bit? You guys have to have better maps than this sitting around somewhere.
I know you haven't been here in years. What?
Great news, I've maxed out my knitting skill.
Congratulations.
I'm so happy for you. Are you going to engage in the discussion?
I have nothing to say about the Mines of Moria.
You could say shit about other environments.
I don't pay attention to the environments. I pay attention to what's happening in them. So, like, unless it leaves a huge emotional impression, I'm not gonna fucking remember.
Like, because the thing with Valley of Corrupted Gravity is that it being like that is part of the story, so it's kind of part of what's happening in it. You know?
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
But I'm still gonna remember what happened more than remember where it happened.
Yeah, that's fair.
I like the Temple of Mythal in Dragon Age Inquisition. Does that count?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's an
I
environment.
remember that, but that's because there's a whole bunch of shit that happens there. Oh my god, there's dust bunnies on my floor.
It's not so much the environment, but like.
Are you okay, Haley?
Yeah, piece of watermelon went down wrong.
Ow. So it's not so much the environment, it's transition in X and Y between before the first big city and into the city.
Yeah.
That was cool.
Yeah,
the difference in the camera and
X and Y. The little garden, or do you mean the in Sword and Shield the area where you run it?
No, it's in X and Y. It's
I know there's like the little garden area. Or that forest that's based on.
It's where you meet Professor Sycamore. The first place you meet Professor Sycamore when he gives you the first gen starter.
In the city?
Yeah.
Yeah. In Lumen.
You're talking about the French village.
Yeah, but I mean the place based on
the first gen starter, your Squirtle, Bulbasaur, Charmander.
Yeah, that's in the big in his lab.
City.
You meet him in his lab, and he gives it to you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, but the whole region is France.
That's true. But
the city's Paris.
Was like a really fucking slick transition.
Yeah.
That I still remember, even though I haven't played the game in ages.
Yeah. Nah.
I've played the game. Stop playing video games, Ezra. That's no way to make a living. I'm tired.
Yeah, it's hot in here. I'd like to turn on my air conditioner. Should we wrap it up?
Yeah.
I can't hear.
Alright.
Just one last comment
Yes.
about environments in video games. It would be nice if you could fucking those games where you can like make environments and it actually has an effect on the world.
Yeah.
Like you can make a forest and shit'll drop and you can those are fun.
Yeah, I like those, like Minecraft and Dragon Quest Builders.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's neat.
I mean, I can never fucking focus on them for too long. But
Yeah,
they're fun.
I've never played
I miss
Minecraft
Dragon
because
Quest Builders.
I've never played Minecraft because first-person games make me paranoid. But I love Dragon Quest Builders. That's a good game.
You don't have to play first person in Minecraft.
I've always seen everybody always play
Yeah, but
first
the
person.
controllers are weird in any other perspective for Minecraft. I mean, the controls are weird in Minecraft regardless.
Yeah.
Minecraft's a bad game.
The controls are good in Dragon Quest Builders, but the camera's bad.
Yeah.
There's something to keep in mind for Dragon Quest, Dragon Builders 3, Squeenix. Make a camera that doesn't suck.
Are you breathing into the mic?
No.
What does that mean?
That would be me coughing, bitch.
That doesn't sound like coughing.
It's how coughs sound when you're trying desperately not to cough directly into the microphone. But you also can't move because otherwise you won't be able to hear from your computer.
Fair. Cough into your elbow.
Ow, that hurt.
Yes, as we grieve Noah's lungs, shall we move on to our closing shit?
Alright, Charlie,
I don't want to grieve Noah's
what is your best memory of poor departed Noah?
Oh,
Eulogize them.
they had the best rants.
Stop telling people I'm dead!
Sometimes you can still hear their voice. Alright, seriously.
Yeah, they have the best rants.
Yes. Alright. Noah, what was the worst moment of your death?
They're dying currently, so we'll have to wait.
Alright. Hey, alright, so let's do plugs. Let's start plugging stuff.
Sorry, what was that question?
Noah,
What
plug.
was the worst part of your death?
What is yes?
The coughing.
Yeah. Coughing's never fun.
I don't mind the pain so much, but I do hate coughing. It's so gross and wet.
Yeah. Alright. Time for plugs. Noah, plug the burial service you'd like us to use for you.
I would like you to throw me into the ocean.
Fair.
Like the sharks and fishies eat you?
Yep. How I want to go.
Alright, it's fair. Hey, Charlie, plug something.
Well, I read Mashal.
Oh, yes,
That was good.
I like Mashal.
Just check that out.
Fen is eating Mashal. Finally.
Yes. For those who don't know, Mashal is Mashal, Magic, and Muscles.
Yeah, let's see, how did Fen describe it?
Manhwa.
Manga. Fen's
Mhm.
What was Fen's description of it? Fen. Wait, no, here it is. It's, likes the idea of someone who's legit an outsider beating the shit out of jowling, cowling, rowling, traditionalist paradise. The role of her trust fund messiah.
Trust fund messiah.
Yep. That's Mashal.
It's fun.
Noah, did you have something you really wanted to plug?
Not really. I haven't been doing much except for playing a perfectly legitimate and legal copy of The Sims 4.
That's fair.
Pacific Rim.
Yeah.
You want me to plug Pacific Rim? I can plug Pacific Rim. You guys should watch Pacific Rim, specifically 2013, but if you can swing, you should get Uprising too. It's not as good, but it's still a lot of fun, and it's got some very touching moments if you can get past the really bad narrative decision they make near the beginning. It's easily the best movie I've had on repeat in the last decade. It's very sweet, and Carrie Ann just closed their door very loudly, so I think maybe I'm being too loud. And it served to do better than fucking Back to the Future, and I'm bitter to find out that it didn't.
Yeah.
Back to the Future's bad.
Back to the
It
Future.
is not, you lying
Back
sack of
to the
shit.
Future was such a good movie. They made it 3 times.
Yeah.
Well, no, it was a popular movie. That doesn't make it a good movie.
You gotta remember the context in which it was made.
Yeah.
It was the 80s and everyone was high.
Pretty much.
Yes.
All right, cool. But you know what? Everyone could be high right now and watch Pacific Rim, and it would still be a better movie.
Okay, Ace, what's your plug?
Well, I already reviewed it, but I'm gonna plug Saucy Poot because they finally updated it so that you can put more than one thing in the makers at a time. You can now put 10 things in the makers at a time. It has to all be the same thing, but
What are you plugging?
the new Sotoria Seasons games that I reviewed because they made an update that makes it much better. And next month, Ludus is coming. Then you get to marry him, and he's sexy. Even though I'm married to Emilio, and I'm happily married to Emilio, he's a cool kid. He's a cool dude, even though I don't like his shirt. Yeah. But yeah.
Nerds.
All right, promote your stuff.
You can find me on TikTok at EC Polstein or on Tumblr at Magic Like a Charlie.
Alrighty.
You can find
As soon as fall comes, you will find me on Twitch again.
shit. Same.
Yeah.
You can find me on Tumblr at Arctic Noah, and as soon as it's well, no, because soon I'm going to start classes, so you won't be able to find me on Twitch. Come fall. It's going to be very sad.
Yeah.
But tumblr.com/ArcticNoah, ARCTICKNAH. I'm not there much, but I'm there sometimes.
Yeah. More often than you're anywhere else.
Hmm?
More often than you're anywhere else.
Yeah, as soon as fall comes out, we'll at least be able to stream on the weekends.
Yeah, that'd be
That'll
nice.
be fun.
Or so you think. You're taking 5 classes.
I am taking 5 classes.
That means you-
and if everything goes well, I will also have a part-time job.
Means you're also going to have a minimum of 10 hours of homework a week.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna have like... I'm definitely aiming to work myself to death.
Oh,
But that's fine.
okay.
I'm just trying to get all my gen ed requirements out of the way as quickly as possible.
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
Alright,
And
and
also it's like philosophy courses with like whatnot.
yeah, sounds like fun. Alright, and you can find me here, twitch.tv/Biota, RHLOTR. I stream whenever we do these, which are usually Sunday mornings. Today it's Monday because yesterday Noah wasn't feeling well. And Thursday nights if it's not too hot. And yeah, once it cools down, I'll be streaming a little bit more often. Hopefully, I am looking for another job, so hopefully before too long I'll be moving being in the same place as those two, as the others, and that'd be nice. But
guys, I think I might be like sick or
Legit
something.
time?
Huh?
you need to go to the emergency room and get a COVID test.
No, I'm vaccinated, thank you.
There are other variants that you could have.
Mm-hmm. And you can still transmit COVID even if you have the vaccine, if it's like the Delta variant. I think.
Yeah, and you can still get it. You just won't get the strong as much. The symptoms won't be as bad.
Yes. So
I hear
wear your
they don't
mask.
need the emergency room.
Yeah,
I do not need an emergency room.
good. Don't go to the emergency.
What I need is to quit smoking.
Yeah.
That's not gonna happen either. Even if I needed the emergency room, I would not go to the emergency room. Do you have any idea how fucking expensive emergency rooms are?
I sure do. I work in one.
Okay, tell your bosses to stop charging me money for healthcare.
Yeah, when I get self-pay patients, I tell them, well, we have a 50% discount for self-pay, and if you look online, you can find advice on how to bring that down even more. So, because I want them to try and bring it down, because I think our hospital is privately owned, so I think it might be a for-profit, which means they can't get it for free, but they can get it down a lot. But most hospitals are considered non-profits, so there should be a way to get your bill forgiven
Yeah.
if you legitimately cannot pay. So, you know.
Yeah, I think most doctors are pretty chill with helping you out with your insurance and alternatives to insurance if you don't have any.
Yeah, but
It's
I don't.
just they have to charge because capitalism.
Yeah, and I don't know how it is in other places. At my hospital, the doctors are independent contractors, so they bill separately. Which means if you come to mine, you'll get an ER bill and a physician bill.
Mm-hmm.
So, which is another reason you should look online and make sure you know what to do to make it as cheap and affordable as possible. So,
For example, asking why they're charging for Band-Aids.
yeah. You want an itemized bill? All that. I'm getting lightheaded from being too hot, so we gotta close it up. Alright, so I guess that's it for this week. Thank you for joining us, and I hope you all take care. Bye-bye now. Get vaccinated. Wear your damn mask. Bye.
Bye-bye. Stay safe. We love you.
Bye.